CIET NCERT presents the audiobook Khel Yog, textbook of physical education and well-being for class 5.
Unit 2 from page number 71 to page number 100. On the top right of this page, there is a QR code which can be scanned to get additional information and resources. Unit 2 Our Games. This unit explores the link between physical activity and personal development, focusing on improving fitness, building mental toughness, fostering teamwork, and understanding the importance of safety guidelines. Students will build motivation, courage, and self discipline as they take on physical challenges, monitor their growth, and stay dedicated to personal improvement. Additionally, they will learn how to identify and report bullying, mental health issues, and inappropriate behavior to support a safe and respectful community. On the bottom of this page, there is an image in which a girl is pushing the boy and the boy is running away from the girl. Page number 72, Chapter 5, Local and Traditional Games. In the middle of this page, there are two images. On the upper image, there are three students, two girls and one boy. One of the girl is pouring soil in boy's hand and other girl is behind the boy and closing the eyes of the boy. On the lower image, two students are there. One girl is closing the eyes of the boy from behind. Page number 73. We all play many games with our neighborhood friends. Every region in our country has some games that are specific to that region. In this chapter, we will learn to play and enjoy some games that are played in different regions across the country. While playing these games and enjoying together, we will learn to treat each other with kindness and become better human beings in the process. In the middle of this page, there is an image in which 13 students are standing in a circle and doing some activity. One boy is inside the circle and he is bending down. Did you know? Traditional games not only provide holistic development but connects the player with their heritage as well. Page number 74, OG1, Nadan Panukali. On the top left of this page, there is an image that depicts a big and beautiful school building. This school building is completely surrounded by several beautiful plants. How to play? Form two teams of 7 to 8 students each. Mark the ground 20 meters in width and 30 meters in length with a line in the center. One team will try to throw the ball into the area of the other team as per instructions given below. Ota is to toss the ball and hit it with the same hand. Peta is to toss the ball and hit it with the other hand. Pidian is to toss the ball and hit it while the other hand is at the back. The other team will return the ball while kicking it beyond the finish line of the opponent team. If the first team catches the ball, they will get 1 point. If the other team kicks the ball outside the finish line of the opponent, they will receive a point. The team that scores 10 points first will be the winner. Page number 75. On the top of this page, there are two different images. On the first image, students are divided into two teams in the playground and partitioned with the help of cones in the center. Each team has 5 students and coach is also standing near the partition line at the center. Students from left team are making various hand postures in order to catch the ball, and team on the right side seems to have thrown the ball to the left side. The second image is almost the same as first image, with coach missing in this image and ball is coming a little near to the students. Purpose: to develop hand-eye, leg-eye coordination and range for kicking. Variation: vary the size of the field and the size of the ball. Vary the number of students. Circle time: discuss how you would have motivated your team members when losing points. Identify one good thing about your opponents that you would also like to practice. Page number 76. OG2, Atakalum. On the top left of this page, there is a big and beautiful school building. This school building is completely surrounded by several beautiful plants. How to play? Mark a big circle. Form two teams of 7 students each. One team will stand inside the circle and the other will stand outside. Members from the outside team will go inside the circle and try to push the students outside the circle, while the team inside the circle will resist. Whichever team's student pushes the student of the opponent team outside the circle within 30 seconds will get 1 point for one student and the student will be out of the game. If a student fails to push within 30 seconds, the opponent will get a point. The team that gets the maximum points at the end or has the maximum students in the game will win. Did you know? While pushing someone or any object, leg strength is equally required with the arm strength. Page number 77. In the first image, a circle is marked with the help of cones and 5 students are standing inside it and 5 are standing outside it. In the second image, all the students are inside the circle being marked by cones and they are in pairs in which one girl is pushing the other one. Purpose: to develop strength and teamwork. Variation: vary the size of the circle. Vary the rules regarding pushing according to the student. Circle time: share if you get tired or didn't like something while playing the game. Discuss shapes of the ground other than circles that you can form for playing the game. Page number 78. OG3, Jori, Baki. On the top left of this page, there is an image in which there is a rising sun surrounded by beautiful clouds. Many beautiful houses are also there with attached solar panels that are surrounded by several trees. How to play? Mark a circle with a radius of 7 meters. Select one game leader who stands inside the circle to announce the number. All other students run slowly in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction around the circle. The game leader randomly announces a number between 1 to 9. For example, if the leader calls 3, the students must immediately form groups of 3 by holding hands. If there are extra students who cannot form a full group, they are out. For example, if there are 20 students and the number 3 is called, then 6 groups of 3 can be made, 18 students, and 2 students will be eliminated. The game continues with a new number for the remaining students. This continues until only a few students are left. For example, 2 to 3 students who win. The students remaining till the last who can successfully form groups in the final round win the game. Page number 79. On the top of this page, there is an image in which a circle is marked on the ground and coach is standing inside the circle. 7 teams of students is standing outside the circle in a circular format. Each team has 2 students and 1 student is standing alone. All of them are listening to the coach. Note for the teacher: monitor movement to ensure safety while running in the circle. If a student is left out, encourage positive reinforcement, reminding them that it is part of the game and they can participate in the discussion. Purpose: to promote teamwork and quick decision-making skills. Variation: announce numbers faster to increase difficulty. Instead of being out, remaining students do a fun activity. For example, 10 jumping jacks. Students move in different directions after every round. Circle time: how did it feel to be left out? What can we learn from that? How does this game relate to real life, teamwork, quick thinking, inclusion, etc.? Page number 80, OG4, Knuckle Co. On the top left of this page, there is an image in which there is a big and beautiful school building. This school building is completely surrounded by several beautiful plants. How to play? Form a large circle. The students standing inside the circle will act as defenders. One student is chosen as the attacker, who will start the chase. The attacker selects any one defender to chase. The defender runs in any direction within the circle to escape. While running, the defender can do any action, for example, jump, spin, crawl, clap, hop, etc. The attacker must imitate the same action while chasing. If the defender gets tired or wants to switch, they can run to any other defender, stand in front of them, and say, "Kho." The new defender now starts running and defending themselves, continuing the game. The attacker must switch their chase to the new defender and continue imitating. If the attacker successfully tags the defender, the tagged student becomes the new attacker. The previous attacker joins the circle as a defender. The game keeps going until all students get a turn as attackers or until a set time is completed. Page number 81. There is no single winner, but students can try to stay as a defender the longest or make creative actions that challenge the attacker. In the middle of this page, there is an image in which 10 students are standing in a circle and 2 girls are inside the circle and walking towards each other with one leg above the ground. Note for the teacher: teachers should focus on improving observation and imitation skills. Purpose: to develop lower body strength and teamwork. Variation: rotate attackers every 2 minutes. Try a square or zigzag boundary for variety. Defenders must do at least 3 different actions before saying Kho. Circle time. Discuss different non-verbal cues that occur during the game. Discuss how these cues were important to catch the defender. Page number 82, OG5, Mayhei Manduk. On the top left of this page, there is a big and beautiful school building. This school building is completely surrounded by several beautiful plants. How to play? Choose one student as the attacker, frog. The remaining students are defenders. Mark a circle inside which students can move freely. The attacker squats in a frog-like position, knees bent, hands touching the ground if possible. They move by hopping or shuffling while staying close to the ground. The attacker swings or extends one leg to try and tag a defender. The defenders run, jump, or dodge to avoid getting touched by the attacker. If a defender gets touched by the attacker's leg, they also become a frog. Attacker. Now, both frogs work together to tag the remaining defenders. As more defenders get tagged, they also become frogs, making it harder for the remaining defenders. The game goes on until one defender is left. The last remaining defender who avoids getting tagged is the winner. Page number 83. On the top of this page, there are 2 different images. On first image, there are 8 students. Circle is being marked on the field with the help of cones. One student is crawling on the ground and he is trying to touch the students who are standing surrounding him. In the second image, 4 students are standing and 4 are in crawling position and trying to grab or touch the students who are standing. Note for the teacher: ensure safe play, no kicking, only gentle leg touches to tag. Purpose: to improve balance, coordination, agility, and quick reflexes. Variation: begin with 2 or 3 attackers instead of 1. Frogs can only move by hopping, making it harder but funnier. Circle time. What strategies did you use to avoid getting tagged? Page number 84, OG6, Dumru Relay. On the top left of this page, there is an image in which there is a rising sun surrounded by beautiful clouds. Many beautiful houses are also there with attached solar panels that are surrounded by several beautiful trees. How to play? Form 2 teams with equal number of students in each. Each team stands in a straight line facing the other team. On the teacher's signal, the first student from each team starts running towards their team's opposite line and will run and complete a circle before coming back to their starting position. As soon as the first student reaches their starting point, the next student starts running. This process continues until every student in both the teams has completed their run. The team whose last student finishes first is the winner. Did you know? Covering distance in different directions in a given time is known as agility. Page number 85. On the top of this page, there are two different images. In the first image, two teams of students are standing facing each other, and a coach is standing in the center giving all of them some instructions. A girl from first team is running from left to right, and a girl from second team is running from right to left. In the second image, second girl from one team on the left side is running outside, and one boy from the second team on the right side is running inside. Note for the teacher: ensure a clear running path to avoid collisions. Purpose: to run efficiently and start quickly. Variation: students must run backwards instead of forward. Place cones or hurdles to make the run more challenging. Circle time: how important was timing in this game? Page number 86. OG7 Aavan Kabadi. On the top left of this page, there is a big and beautiful school building that is surrounded by several beautiful plants. How to play? Divide students into two teams and have them face each other at a distance of 15 to 20 meters. The defenders stand with both arms extended, with one hand at head level and one hand at waist level, and palms facing each other for the attacker to clap. The attackers will take turns attempting to clap the defender's palms and return safely. The teacher gives a signal and one attacker from Team A moves towards Team B's defenders. The attacker must continuously chant Kabaddi Kabaddi without taking a breath. The attacker must clap the extended palm of any defender. The moment they clap, they turn and sprint back to their team's line. Once clapped, the defenders immediately chase the attacker. If they successfully tag the attacker before they reach their line, the defender's team scores 1 point. If the attacker reaches safely, the attacker's team gets 1 point. Page number 87. After each round, the next student from the opposing team takes the role of the attacker. The game continues until all students avail their turn as attackers. The team with the most points at the end wins. In the middle of this page, there is an image in which 7 students are there who are raising their right hand, and one student is walking towards them. Purpose: to improve agility, reaction time, strategic thinking, and breath control while promoting teamwork and excitement. Variation: to increase the degree of difficulty, the distance can be varied as well as position of arms can be changed. Circle time: discuss how you will help your teammates control their feelings when you lose, or how you can avoid over celebrating your victory. Page number 88, OG8, Bhukha Sher. On the top left of this page, there is an image in which there is a rising sun surrounded by beautiful clouds. Many beautiful houses are also there with attached solar panels that are surrounded by several trees. How to play? As per the number of participants, circles of 2 feet in diameter are drawn so that each circle contains 7 to 8 students. These circles are 3 to 4 feet apart from one another. One student outside the circle is the hungry lion, dinner. Others stand inside their circles, which are safe areas. The game begins with the dinner getting down on their forelimbs and roaring like a lion while roaming in the field. When the dinner takes the name of a wild animal, it is a cue for all the students to come out of their circles and start chasing the lion and try to tap its back. The student who successfully taps the lion's back will be called Veer. At the same time, the dinner finds all the animals vulnerable and suddenly roars, Bhakshanam, I want to eat. The students must then all run back to their safe zones in their respective circles. If the hungry lion catches anyone, that student becomes the next dinner for the game to continue. Page number 89. On the top of this page, there are two different images. In first image, 5 students are standing inside a circle that is being marked on ground, and one is standing outside facing the students who are inside. In the second image, students who are standing inside are trying to escape themselves from the one who was standing outside, and that one student is coming inside by crawling and shouting the word Bhakshanam. Purpose: to develop core strength and anticipation. Variation: the word Bhakshanam can be replaced by yours or any other local language with a word that means I want to eat. Circle time: discuss how it feels when the dinner announces Bhakshanam. Discuss the food chain in a jungle. Page number 90, OG9, Gar Pachano. On the top left of this page, there is a big and beautiful school building that is surrounded by several beautiful plants. How to play? The students gather and stand in a large field. There is no fixed number of students. In this, a student is made to stand in the middle of the field and keep both palms joined so that it forms an open vessel. One student from the field comes and puts soil in their hand. Another student covers both eyes of the student holding the soil with both hands and asks them to walk forward while moving them across the field diagonally, left, right, forward, backwards. They are asked to put down the soil in their hand anywhere suddenly, then moving them diagonally in the same way with closed eyes, they are brought to the designated place where they were made to stand before the game starts. At this point, their eyes are uncovered and Then they are asked to find the place where they had dropped the soil. For this, they are given a fixed time, which ranges from 5 to 15 seconds. The other students will try and hide the soil. If the student is unable to find the soil, then they will perform 5 sit-ups. Page number 91. On the top of this page, there are 3 different images. In first image, there are 3 students, 2 girls and 1 boy. One of the girl is pouring soil in boy's hand and other girl is behind the boy and closing the eyes of that boy. In the second image, there are 2 students. One girl is closing the eyes of the boy from behind. In the third image, there are 3 students. 2 girls are watching the boy who is bending down on his knees and throwing the soil back on the ground. Purpose: development of anticipation, perception, spatial sense, and feel of patriotism for our beloved soil. Variation: sit-ups can be replaced with modified push-ups or squats. Circle time: discuss how understanding directions helped you to find the soil. Page number 92. OG10 Daicholu. On the top left of this page, there is an image in which there is a rising sun surrounded by beautiful clouds. Many beautiful houses are also there with attached solar panels that are surrounded by several trees. How to play? Make a circular path based on the number of students. All the students have to stay inside this circular path. One of these students is made the chaser. This student also stays inside the same circular path. The chaser keeps crawling inside the circumference and while crawling touches other students with their feet. When this chasing student touches any student, they are considered out and that student is taken out of the circle. If any student takes their foot out of the circular perimeter to escape from the chasing student, then they are disqualified. Whichever student the chaser touches first with their foot becomes the chaser in the next round. Did you know? Core muscles are located in your abdominal, lower back, hips and pelvis. They help you in stand tall, stay balanced, twist, bend, move smoothly and protective spine. There are approximately 29 core muscles. Page number 93. On the top of this page, there is an image in which a circle is being marked on the ground. 5 students are inside the circle, out of which there is one chaser in the center of the circle and other 4 students are trying to run away from the chaser. Purpose: to develop core strength. Variation: number of chaser can be increased. Instead of crawl, position can be varied. Circle time: discuss how the instinct to remove legs affected the strategy of the game. Page number 94. OG11 Chika Chika. On the top left of this page, there is a big and beautiful school building which is surrounded by several beautiful plants. How to play? There are 2 teams in this game. Each team has 5 students. There are 3 houses built on the ground. All the students of one team stand in one house, while all the students of the other team surround that house from all sides. Now, the student standing inside the house has to change their house while avoiding the student standing outside the house. But if the student standing outside touches them while running, they are out. Explore. How many escape exits are there in a house which can be used in case of emergency exit? Explore any 5 houses, including your own and close proximity. Page number 95. On the top of this page, there is an image which depicts 2 houses that are built in the ground. In the first house, 2 students are standing inside and 4 students are watching them. In the second house, again 2 students are standing and 2 students are running towards that house. Note for the teacher: ensure the safety of the student. Purpose: to develop spatial sense and agility. Variation: the number of students may vary. The rules may be modified to make it more difficult or easier. The number of houses may vary. Circle time: discuss strategies used to dodge the students outside the house to change the house. Page number 96. OG12 Gocho Pari. On the top left of this page, there is an image in which there is a rising sun surrounded by beautiful clouds. Many beautiful houses are also there with attached solar panels that are surrounded by several trees. How to play? Form 2 circles. The smaller one will be drawn in the center with larger outer circle. 7 to 8 students will be in the bigger circle, scattered all around it. One thrower, standing at a distance from the circle, will try to throw the ball into the inner circle. The students within the circle will fold one leg and grip that with their hand and try to stop the ball from entering the circle with the grounded leg. If the ball enters into the circle, the thrower will then enter the circle and the last person who attempted to stop the ball will be the new thrower. Everyone should get an opportunity on rotational basis. Did you know? Eating healthy foods like lentils and pulses can make you stronger and healthier. Page number 97. On the top of this page, there is an image in which there is a playground and 4 students are standing inside the larger circle. The inner circle is empty and 5 students are standing outside the larger circle. A girl from the inner circle is seen to have thrown the ball outside the larger circle, and the students that are standing outside the larger circle are seen to trying to catch the ball. Purpose: to develop eye-hand coordination and spatial sense. Variation: multiple balls can be used. Play with legs only. Circle time: discuss how you can get into different positions that make it easier to hit the ball, or share the position that you find most comfortable while hitting. Page number 98. Guided self-assessment for students. The purpose of this exercise is to help parents and guardians to track their child's growth regarding the social and emotional development through physical education and how these social and emotional qualities are transformed from ground to the daily life of the child, focusing on individual progress rather than competition. Instructions: read the statements and tick the number which is most suitable for you. Enjoyability, motivation to play. My ward. There is a table in which there are 5 columns and there are 5 emojis on the top of it. In the column number 1, it has red frowning face, which means very unhappy, and it says takes part actively, displaying energy and enjoyment during play. Column 2 has orange, slightly frowning face, which means unhappy, and it says shows high energy and motivation to engage in both familiar and new activities. Column number 3 has yellow straight face, which means neutral, and it says takes initiative to start games, encourages peers to join, and enjoys trying different roles. Column 4 has light green, slightly smiling face, which means happy, and it says demonstrates leadership by guiding others, explaining rules, and ensuring fair play. Column number 5 has green smiling face, which means happy. It innovates new ways to play, modifies rules to make games more engaging, and encourages teamwork. Page number 99. Helping others and kindness. My ward. There is a table in which there are 5 different columns with 5 different emojis. Column number 1 has red emoji, which means very unhappy. It says regularly offers help without being asked. Column number 2 has orange emoji, which means unhappy, and it says engages in helping others with a genuine sense of empathy. Column number 3 has yellow straight face, which means neutral, and it says enjoys helping and feels happy to be kind. Column number 4 has light green face, which means happy, and it says cares for others and helps whenever needed. Column number 5 has green smiling face, which means very happy, and it says sets a positive example by treating everyone with respect and fairness. Feel safe with others. My ward. A table is there in which there are again 5 different columns with 5 different emojis. Column number 1 has a red frowning face, which means very unhappy, and it says feels happy and secure while engaging in social activities with others. Column number 2 has orange slightly frowning face, which means unhappy, and it says comfortably shares thoughts in discussions and cooperates with others. Column number 3 has yellow straight face, which means neutral, and it says builds positive relationships, shows empathy, and supports others in social settings. Column number 4 has a light green, slightly smiling face, which means happy, and it says takes initiative to include others, ensuring everyone feels valued and accepted. Column number 5. It has green smiling face, which means very happy, and it says demonstrates strong social confidence, fostering a welcoming and inclusive environment for all. Active lifestyle, my ward. A table is there in which there are 5 different columns with 5 different emojis. Column number 1 has a red face, which means very unhappy, and it says comfortably performs physical activities with coordination and control. Column number 2 has orange face, which means unhappy, and it says maintains enthusiasm and actively engages in physical activities. Column number 3 has yellow face, which means neutral, and it says performs physical activities with speed, balance, and confidence. Column number 4 has light green face, which means happy, and it says loves challenges, pushes personal limits, and enjoys movement based tasks. Column number 5 has a green emoji, which means very happy, and it says excels in physical challenges, inspires others, and enjoys staying active. Page number 100. Responsibilities, my ward. There is a table in which there are 5 different columns, and there are 5 different emojis on the top of each column. Column number 1, it has red face, which means very unhappy, and it says takes initiative in handling schoolwork and daily duties without frequent reminders. Column 2 has orange face, which means unhappy, and it says takes responsibility for personal and shared duties regularly. Column 3 has yellow face, which means neutral, and it says plans tasks well and finishes them on time. Column number 4 has light green face, which means happy, and it says balances different duties with ease and takes ownership of tasks. Column 5 has a green face, which means very happy, and it says takes initiative in supporting others to develop strong habits of discipline and responsibility. This marks the ending of unit number 2.
Khel Yog. You were just listening to this audiobook, textbook of physical education and well-being for class 5. Narration Meha Kheda. Sound recordist Amarjit Sarkar. Assistance in production Mukul Singh. Directed and produced by Vimlesh Chaudhary. This audiobook is brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.